In this short video, I'm going to give you a list of the most common excuses parents make for their young children, their toddlers, and a perfect phrase that you can use instead that will let the other person that might be around know that you understand there's improvement needed, but it also lets your child know that what they did is not acceptable. But first, I want to mention that there is a difference between a reason and an excuse. A reason is the cause of the temptation to behave badly. In other words, if a child's acting out, there may be something that has come to their mind or maybe something that's triggered something that does cause them to want to behave in a way that isn't appropriate. That would be a reason, but it's not an excuse. An excuse is giving allowance for the bad behavior. So this is saying because of the reason, then the behavior is acceptable. This is wherein lies the problem. A child needs to learn that even when they're uncomfortable, they still need to behave. When a parent makes an excuse, it tells the child that the behavior was acceptable. Let me explain. Here are a few of the excuses that commonly parents make that cause their children not to think they need to improve themselves. Now, don't worry when you hear these. Like I said, after I share this part, I am going to give you a perfect phrase that you can say instead of giving me excuses. And please remember not to take offense. I'm only trying to be helpful, and believe me, I've made the same mistake of using these same excuses. So we've all done it. So here we go. They're tired. How often have you heard a parent say when a child is misbehaving that they're tired? It's true that children get cranky when they get tired just like we do as adults. I know I do. But bad behavior isn't okay because they're tired. It may be a reason, but it's not an excuse. They're hungry. Same thing. Maybe they start acting up right before mealtime. They may feel uncomfortable because they're a little bit hungry, but that's not an excuse to behave badly. It may be a reason, but it's not an excuse. They're shy. Many times a child will ignore a greeting from another adult, and instead of helping the child learn to overcome that, they just say, "Oh, they're shy." This labels the child in their own mind and makes them believe that it's acceptable for them to ignore someone who has greeted them because they're shy. It gives them an excuse in their own mind. It just says, it's okay. But really, is it okay to ignore someone who greets you? No, it's not really. Now remember, I am going to give you a phrase that you can say instead of all of these excuses that will work much better and will teach the child to do better. Here's another one. They have allergies. I know some of you may be thinking, what? Well, there are some parents who do believe that allergies cause their children to misbehave. Again, I'm not saying some foods may not cause irritability. That is possible. But remember, bad behavior is not acceptable because we're uncomfortable. So there may be allergies, but it's still not an excuse for bad behavior. So I know some of these things might have been a little difficult to hear because a lot of parents, most parents have made those excuses at some time, one time or another. I know I have. But here's a phrase that you can use instead of making those excuses. We're working on that. Now, what does this phrase do? It tells the other person who you're talking to that you're aware that the way the child has behaved is not acceptable, but it also tells the child that the way they're behaving isn't okay and they're going to need to do something different next time. It lets your child know that you as a parent are going to help them do better the next time. You're going to be working on that. There are lots of other videos on this channel to help you with specific behaviors that you're trying to work on with your children with step-by-step instructions. So just click on the screen now on one of the cards and you'll find one of those videos. And be sure to subscribe. Parents, if you're struggling, something needs to change. And you can do this. I'll see you next time.